116, and Mountain Crest has to kick it away on 4th and 9.
If you're Eddie Hall, you got to put that last punt out of your head. The problem was he dropped that on his foot way a little short, and it kind of came back on his toe, and it was almost like a pitching wedge.
Oh, that one's even worse.
Wow.
And he's looking at it saying the same thing. Wow. Westlake player picks it up. And I said, wait, can they pick it up after it's been touched by us? And they just blow it down. That was on the 21. That's a 21-yard punt where they spot that. So 1:03 to play in the first half.
When you're putting a lot of pressure on your defense now with, you mentioned it, two timeouts. Timeouts, thank you, for Westlake still.
That's the position that never really took off in football. These tight out.
Tight out. Left wide. Left wide open.
Sorensen looks, throws, picked. Herbert stepped in front for the first turnover of the game for Westlake.
Boy, Sorensen has a really slow delivery at quarterback, so the defensive backs,
he's got
exactly where he's going.
Tim Tebow wind-up, doesn't he?
Yes, he kind of does. Look at him. Whoa.
Brings it pretty low.
Yeah, a lot of that is he doesn't really step into it when he throws it, so the ball is not moving quite with the velocity that could be.
So Mountain Crest gets the ball back. No timeouts, 55 seconds to play. Ball on the 25. They're going up top, looking for Fuller, and he overthrows Fuller. He was thrown to a spot more than a man.
Yeah.
Fuller didn't play last week. He sat out with an injury.
And nobody could find that pass because they were both looking back in the sun.
Big receivers for Mountain Crest. Braden Fuller, 6'2", 180. Putu Chow, 6'4". Cody Perks is 6'3". Jameson Webb is 6 feet tall. He had some good size on the edges. Now the sun comes out. It's a beautiful day here in Hiram. Unloading, completing to Richardson right at the sticks. That looked like he got tackled by his helmet.
Yeah, it looked a lot like the flag they threw against Mountain Crest a minute ago.
And it's a first down.
Yeah, a little targeting, but he pulls off and then throws him out of bounds.
Yep. That was way across the field from us. Hall, they're looking underneath again. With 29 seconds, he throws incomplete. 29 seconds to play before the half. We're tied at 7. First round of the state 4A playoffs.
You mentioned that double pass. This might be a good spot to do it, as long as, and this is important, the receiver who ends up throwing the second pass catches that ball.
Yeah, we've seen that tonight. Seen a couple of guys. They're usually shorthanded, not as shorthanded this afternoon. Hall stands in. Richardson gonna get out of bounds, and they won't let him. And they don't have a timeout. He wanted to get extra yards, and he should have just stepped out of bounds. 7 yards, and the clock didn't stop, and they're not hurrying very fast. I think they think the clock has stopped. They get the playoff. This will be the last play of the half. Hall steps into one, and it's knocked down, and that's the end of the first half. We're tied at 7 in Hiram.
So, what do you do for a living?
I lift things up and put them down.
Excuse me?
I lift things up and put them down.
Okay, here's the strength circuit.
I lift things up and put them down.
Over here,
I lift things up and put them down.
And this is our stretching area.
I lift things up. Dum 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 dum. Cool.
Planet Fitness.
Cache Valley Center for the Arts presents the Golden Dragon Acrobats. Golden Dragon Acrobats, November 3 and 4.
Sports Academy, your club, your results, your life.
We are the face of Comcast.
I'm a perfectionist. At least I try to be.
At Comcast, we solve problems.
If we don't resolve the problem the first time,
we'll extend a courtesy service to our customers.
You're a customer, you deserve it.
If you're a new customer and you're not satisfied with our services,
you can get your money back in the first 30 days.
It's a phenomenal thing to offer to our customers.
We're only as good as our word. And our word is good.
Whether it's giving you a $20 credit if we're late or 30 days to try us out, at Comcast, we're all about the customer, and that's always guaranteed.
Yeah, the Westlake Storm is the drill team for Westlake, and they're out here performing to the Westlake crowd in Hiram. We're at Lynn R. Miller Field on the campus of Mountain Crest High School. Well, Westlake's strikes first after a turnover, a muff punt by Putu Tau. He let it get right through his hands. Westlake picked it up, and then they drove 40 yards for the first score of the game. This was the pass right before it gets it down to the 1 yard line. Nice grab down there. And then Sorensen handing it off to Nugent. First name not Ted. And Westlake up 7-0 early, and that held for quite a while. And it's been a defensive battle. There's been a couple of it's 3 turnovers. 1 for Westlake, 2 for Mountain Crest, and a bunch of penalties as this thing's gotten chippy. It's been an intense game. Now, after a roughing the kicker penalty, Mountain Crest gets first and goal, and then they run it in with Joseph Carlson, and we're tied up at 7 at the half here in Hiram. So it has definitely been a defensive battle. And there's our Wendy's Players of the Week. Anna Dalen in Skyview in tennis. Bo Artist out of Logan High, 7 receptions for 65 yards and a touchdown in that Bucks Elder game. Brianna Lemon out of Logan. She dropped some significant time in their last meet. She's a positive runner and a hard worker. She's just a freshman. Bronwyn May out of Logan High. In volleyball, Bronwyn notched over 30 assists against Roy. Chasen Anderson, 14 tackles in Logan's 49-7 win versus Roy. There's Connor Mance out of Skyview. He was second place in individual at the state meet in cross country. Dalton Cole, the senior football player at Logan, selected because of his outstanding play at offensive line. Haley Gearing, the Skyview senior in volleyball, 8 blocks and 8 kills. Jared Hansen, senior, son of Eric and Christy Hansen. In fact, I know Jared, 4.0 student, and a heck of a golfer. Your Asiago Ranch Chicken Club, that's not your player of the week, that's your sandwich of the week out at Wendy's, and those hot and juicy cheeseburgers. They're brand new, and they've gone with that bigger patty out there at your Cache Valley Wendy's, and they are just outstanding. So thank you to your Wendy's and their athletes of the week. And they do an awful lot of community service and really support the local students and athletes out there at Wendy's. They're a great business partner for the athletics and academics. You know, other things going on. We've got a nice October, so go out to the fun days out at Willow Park Zoo. That's going on, and what you do is you go down there, you go to the Willow Park Zoo, you decide which animal's your favorite, and then you run down to Wendy's as they're a part of that fun days, and you vote for which one is your favorite animal. Now, I don't know if we're going to get an animal of the week with our athletes of the week. We'll have to see what happens there, but that's your Wendy's of Cache Valley. 7-7 is our score here. We'll take a break and we'll come back and look at some statistics after the timeout. A defensive battle here in Hiram as both of these teams really getting after it in a hard-hitting first half.
This is a 68 Buick Skylark, and we're just working on the lights. This is a 92 Toyota Corolla, and we're just putting in a new alternator. This is a 97 Pontiac Transport, and we've had the whole motor apart, putting in new intake manifold gaskets.
For all your automotive needs, big or small, see A1 Automotive.
These are the places that make Utah special. The places that make us who we are. Utah Wilderness, it's our heritage and it's worth protecting. Visit utahwilderness.org to learn more.
So Dad, you know Wendy's is dedicated to using fresh beef that's never been frozen?
No.
I mean, do you realize what kind of commitment that takes? I mean, they're vowed to something, and they continue to deliver on that promise.
I never said I'd buy you a car for graduation.
A promise is only good if it's kept. Wendy's hot and juicy hamburgers are made with fresh, never frozen beef. That's a promise. It's way better than fast food. It's Wendy's.
Formaldehyde, toxic, carcinogenic, allergenic, known to cause throat cancer and respiratory illness, found in embalmed corpses, wart remover, toilet paper, and cigarette smoke.
Hospital emergency rooms nationwide have done research on how to diagnose chest pain. One Utah healthcare organization has rigorously studied all the national research and distilled it into one standard proven to work best. Because of it, the chest pain diagnosis at Intermountain Healthcare is faster and more correct, so each individual patient can be treated as effectively as possible. Just another reason we're Utah's heart care leader. Intermountain Heart Services, healing for life.
Coach Wooten, you said you'd be in a dogfight, and you are really. What'd you tell your kids at halftime?
You know, if you want to advance in the playoffs, you got to play with passion, and you got to play to win.
Okay.
I just don't feel like our kids are competing as hard as they need to play against a team like this, and they're bringing it, and we're not responding. So hopefully in the second half, our kids give us a little bit better effort.
Looks like Eddie's running around like a chicken with his head cut off in that backfield. Is that what you talked about?
Yeah, he's not getting a lot of time.
Okay, thanks, Coach. Good luck.
Welcome, thank you.
Back to you, Eric Olson.
All right, thanks, Lee. Second half of the game of the week coming up. It's brought to you by Icon. Health and fitness, never give up.